Namaste students. Here I am with part 4 of chapter 11, Force and Pressure. So dear students, what we have studied so far in previous 3 videos? Yes, we have studied what is force, what are its different effects, what are the different types of forces with different examples, and resultant force, or we can say a net force. So here, by the end of this video, you will be able to understand what is pressure, what is unit of pressure, and what are the different applications of pressure in everyday life. So let's have a look on the term pressure. Pressure is produced when a force acts on an object. If we push our thumb hard on a piece of wood, the thumb does not go into the wood. But if we push a drawing pin into the wood with the same force of our thumb, the drawing pin goes into the wood as it is visible in the picture. So although the force applied on the wood is almost the same in both the cases, the drawing pin has a much smaller area of contact as compared to our thumb. This means that in the case of the drawing pin, the area over which the force acts is smaller and therefore its effect on the wood is much greater. It goes into the wood, and this is because of a physical quantity called pressure. So the drawing pin goes into the wood due to the sharp tip. The force of thumb falls on a very small area of the wood, due to which force per unit area on the wood becomes very large. Thus, the effect of a force depends on the area of the object on which it acts. So larger is the area of contact, lesser is the pressure, and lesser is the area of contact, larger is the pressure, and vice versa. Let's understand pressure in another way. So pressure is the force acting on a unit area of the object. So if P is the pressure, F is the force, and A is the area of contact, then we get this formula. You can see clearly in the picture that force acting per unit area is pressure. Okay, so pressure is equals to force over area, and this formula we will use to solve several numericals in this chapter. So before going ahead, let's have a look on the difference between pressure and force. So what is a pressure? A pressure is a push or pull in a certain area, and its formula is P is equals to F over A. P is pressure, F is force, A is area. Okay, and here in the force, what is a force? It is any push or pull, and it has also a formula, that is F for force is equals to ma. M is mass and A is acceleration. And what is the unit of force? The unit of force is Newton. And here the units of pressure, I'll discuss it in next slide. Before going to next slide, let's understand why P is equals to F over A. So beta, this formula reveals that P pressure is inversely proportional to A, that is area. Okay, what does it mean? It means that if pressure is more, the area is less, and if pressure is less, it means the area is more. Okay, and P is directly proportional to force. It means that if there is more pressure, then there will be more force. Okay, and if the pressure is less, then at that place the force will also be less. Okay, beta? Yes, now we will learn about unit of pressure. So the standard unit of measuring force is Newton and the standard unit of measuring area is square meter. Therefore, the standard unit of measuring pressure is, yes, Newton per square meter, which is also called Pascal. Okay, so the unit of pressure called Pascal is named after the name of the French scientist called Blaise Pascal. You can see his picture just in this slide. So to have a more clear picture about this formula of pressure, let's solve one numerical. Okay, numerical means a sum. Okay, so numerical 1, example 1, calculate the pressure produced by a force of 800 Newton. So I have discussed earlier that we measure force in Newton. So 800 Newton is the magnitude of force. Okay, so the force is 800 Newton and on how much area it is acting, that is 2.0 meter square. Okay, so we have area, we have force, and what we have to calculate? Pressure. And what is pressure? Pressure is force per unit area. Yani P is equals to F over A. So P is equals to 800 Newton is force over 2.0 meter square is the area. So when you solve it, we will get 400 Newton per meter square. That is 400 Pascal. Is this clear, beta? How easy it is to calculate the pressure if we have area and force, both the figures given. Here is one numerical for you. I hope you also would like to do it. Okay, so this is numerical 2 and let's read it and understand it. A solid body weighs 200 Newton. Please focus here. A solid body weighs 200 Newton. 200 Newton means what is given here? Yes? Yeah, force is given here. Very good. Now when placed on a wooden plank, the area of contact is found to be 5 meters square. So find the pressure exerted by the solid body on the wooden plank. So here also you have to calculate pressure, and you have force with you and you have area of contact also. So kindly solve this numerical and show it to me by texting or by sharing the pic of it. So from the discussion happened so far, we can conclude that the pressure depends on two factors. The first one is force applied and the second one is area over which force acts. The same force can produce different pressures depending on the area over which it acts. For example, when a force acts over a large area of an object, it produces a small pressure. But if the same force acts over a small area of the object, it produces a large pressure. And please note here that the weight of a body is also a force and it always acts in the downward direction. So children, we have just studied that pressure is the force per unit area. And this definition of pressure can be used to explain many observations of our daily life. An important point to be kept in mind in this regard is that the same force produces less pressure if it acts on a large area, but it can produce high pressure if it acts on a small area. So let's take applications of pressure in our everyday life one by one. The first application of pressure in everyday life is a heavy truck is fitted with 6 to 8 wheels. Why so? Think about it, students. Yes, you can. Great. Yes. A heavy truck is fitted with 6 to 8 wheels because these wheels increase the area of contact on which their weight acts and hence reduce their pressure on the ground. Okay? The second application of pressure in everyday life is this one. The cutting edge of knives' blades are sharpened. Why? Kindly guess. Yes, just look at this picture. In one picture there is dull knife and in one picture there is sharp knife. You can easily differentiate or discriminate how the sharp edge of knife is useful to us. So let's have an answer. So the cutting edge of knives, blades, axes, etc. these are sharpened. As the cutting edge is sharpened, the area of contact decreases and hence pressure exerted by them increases. So thus you can say this large pressure cuts the object easily. Okay? Yes. So the third application of pressure in everyday life is, here it is. Foundations of high-rise buildings are kept wide, give reason. You can see in this picture the base of the building is wide as compared to the top of the building. Why so? Can anyone guess? Yes. Foundations of high-rise buildings are kept wide so that they exert less pressure on the ground and do not sink in due to the extremely high pressure of the buildings. Dear students, after going through all these three applications of pressure in everyday life, you can easily connect how pressure is related to the area. Okay, so lesser is the area, more will be the pressure, larger will be the area, so lesser will be the pressure. Okay, so now what you have to do, you have to read these three questions and answer me. And you can share your answers while texting or by sharing the pic of the same. Okay, beta? So here is the last slide of this video. Happy learning. Thank you so much. Stay home, stay safe, stay connected. Bye bye all of you.